It's a real problem out here, man. Real problem. Hey, what's going on my YouTube street people? Today is actually just a quick update upon what's going on in the world of Sony versus Disney. That's a whole nother topic. Before I jump into it, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share, all that good jabs, because you know, you guys gotta support me, or at least I want you to. You don't have to, but it's nice. Anyways, well, as of the filming of this video, Sony and Disney have basically established that, according to Deadline anyway, that they're not in any further talks, or the talks are still going on, or it's done and dusted, and Spider-Man is longer in the MCU.
Start? I don't feel so good.
You're all right.
I don't know what's happening. I don't know. Hurry. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. Sir, please. Please, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. Sorry.
Well, apparently the story goes that Disney wanted more. So currently, as far as the deal goes with the shared responsibility, the shared ownership, whatever you want to call it, of Spider-Man, Tom Holland's Spider-Man, whatever you want to call it, the shared ownership of the film rights for Spider-Man, as goes right now, 5% of the movie revenue goes to Disney, Sony keeps the rest. And like of the toys and all of that stuff, Marvel, Disney keep all of that, which makes sense. So apparently what they're doing right now, Disney are doing, is saying, you know what, we want 50-50. So for me right now, I'm like, you know what? That's hella greedy, because you guys are still getting stacks of money right now with your 5%. On the other hand, I'm like, you know what? Disney / Marvel, Kevin Feige, whatever you want to do, the brand of Disney has put Spider-Man back where he really and truly deserves, as one of the most noticed superheroes in the world, probably only behind, I guess you could say, Batman, Superman. You've got Wolverine as well, but I think Spider-Man is probably definitely, like, I think the trio, Batman, Superman, and Spider-Man, are like the trio of the most noticed and notable, whatever you want to call it, famous, recognizable superheroes in the world. From toys to movies, whatever, one of the most recognized superheroes in the world. And with the original Sony movies and the Amazing Spider-Man movies, they were noticeable because it was Spider-Man. But now with Disney, they have made him the superhero, as far as I can see, for the most part, the superhero that he should be, being world famous on the big screen, as well as the comics and the toys and the TV show and so on. And with this, I mean, the last movie, Far From Home, did basically make him the center of the MCU. That's his role. He apparently has a future set for him when it comes to the MCU. Apparently, like, some issues were going on with producer credits to do with Kevin Feige. I don't know the ins and outs of it. I'm not in these board meetings. If I was, I probably would not be making these videos, but you see what I'm getting at. In my head, I mean, it really seems like a silly move on both parties to not be able to come to a resolution. I mean, sure, Sony's are still gonna get a lot of money, don't get me wrong. I mean, the fact is they still are using Tom Holland. They're still gonna have John Watts for the next movie. But the fact is they have a lot of backlash right now. And I don't know how they're gonna deal with it if they continue down this path, that is, with not dealing with Disney and Disney not dealing with them, whatever the situation is. If they don't come to resolution, a lot of backlash has come from this. How will they continue? Yes, they're still gonna get a lot of money from it, because the fact is it's a Spider-Man movie anyway, with a known character for Tom Holland and with a known director in John Watts, and putting them together, they're gonna be happy with that. People will go, despite the fact you got all these people talking about boycott Sony. I'm just like, yeah, you're still gonna go see the movie anyway. A lot of people are upset about it, like really vigorously upset. And I'm like, I get it, but chill. It's a movie. It's gonna get made, and it may very well be good. The problem is that Sony don't have a good track record with Spider-Man at the very least. And it beguiles me to say, all right, cool, you know what? Let's forget what Marvel, Disney have done with this character, or at the very least, let's get selfish with it and not do a deal with them. Because, you know, to be fair, they did want to do the 5% deal and continue with that, but Disney did want more. But at the end of the day, the biggest selling Spider-Man movie is Far From Home. And what is that? MCU based. What is that? Disney based. So the fact is, they've got the biggest selling movie through Disney. Don't get me wrong, other movies, Sam Raimi trilogy did well, and The Amazing Spider-Man did okay. But not very well loved by a lot of people, or at least the majority, based on the general consensus. And the same with Sam Raimi. All loved by their own people, have basically what is a cult following for each of these movies, but I don't think the Spider-Man movies have been loved so much as Tom Holland and the Disney Sony Spider-Man movies. And even with that, biggest selling Spider-Man movie is Far From Home. That should tell you something. And one of the best, and probably the best Spider-Man movie, Spider-Verse, is the lowest selling. For a number of reasons that may be, but it's the lowest selling. And that's a Sony-owned movie. And that movie is amazing, don't get me wrong. But biggest selling movie involves Disney and Sony working together. Spider-Man's prevalence in the realm of superhero movies has just gone up and up since Disney got involved. And even with that, the biggest selling Sony movie is Spider-Man Far From Home. So surely it makes more sense to continue with a deal, or at least try and work together on a deal where everyone's making stacks of money rather than, fair enough, Disney not making any money on it. I guess that's probably the benefit for Sony, but Sony definitely getting less money because they're no longer dealing with Sony. The reason why people are so invested in Spider-Man as a character right now is because he was involved in what became a 10-year long journey that we're on, and he was invited into that. He was welcomed open arms into this world of the MCU, and now he's been taken away. And the problem with that is that he can't even reference the MCU in these Sony movies. It completely negates any of the other build-up that he had as a character, and then he's just introduced into the Venom movie, which would be cool. That would be cool, but it just doesn't fathom any sort of sense in my head. Please, if you've got ideas about how this is going to be a good movie, let me know. And I've got a lot about how it's going to be a bad movie. I don't need to know them. If you do, cool, whatever, but we don't need to know why it's going to be bad. We need to figure out why it's going to be good. I mean, try and be positive about this. Ideally, the best situation is that Sony and Disney do come back to the table and do something well, and it's going to be good. But you know what? I'm going to start a hashtag on this and call it, let the fans win Spidey. Or rather, you know what? Let's better than that. Let the Spider fans win. I like that. Yeah, let the Spider fans win. That's going to be the hashtag that I'm going to be using for this, talking about this whole debate, about this whole thing. Anyways, dudes, leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share it with your friends. And if you didn't like it, share it with your enemies, because then they have to deal with my voice and my face, and hopefully they like it. There's going to be videos in this area here. Subscription again, you know, just got to keep that reminder there. Anyways, dudes, I still don't have a sign off yet, so peace.